Welcome to Nerdgasm, everyone. Wally West, my favorite speedster in the DC universe, lost his life in Young Justice, helping the Flash and Impulse save the world from the Reach. It broke my heart when they killed off Wally, but luckily for him, he was a speedster, and they don't usually stay gone for long. If you know anything about the DC Universe speedsters, then you know that they get their powers from what is called the Speed Force, which is every speedster's free pass to just shit on the laws of physics. But the Speed Force is more than just the power source. It's also where speedsters go when they die, or if they run too fast and don't have a lightning rod to help bring them back out of the Speed Force. The comic books have shown some speedsters lacking the ability to exit the Speed Force once they're trapped in there, like Johnny Quick or Max Mercury. But some speedsters have been able to break free under certain circumstances, like when Barry Allen temporarily escaped to help his grandson Bart Allen get rid of Superboy Prime, or when Wally West in the New Titans Rebirth run was able to run out of the Speed Force to save his friends. If you're a fan of the DC animated shows, then you know that Young Justice Wally West wasn't the only time that a version of himself died and entered the Speed Force. In the Justice League animated series, Wally West runs so fast to stop Lex Luthor and Brainiac that he finds himself sucked into the Speed Force and he was pulled out by the team.
I feel kinda funny.
Flash!
It's so beautiful here. There's a force. A speed force.
Without knowing it, the entire team actually acted as his lightning rod, bringing him back from the Speed Force. So he got incredibly lucky that happened. If you're a comic book fan, then you might know a few more feats of escaping the Speed Force. For instance, when Wally West was sucked into the Speed Force during the Infinite Crisis storyline and stopped being the Flash for about a year. Then, when all of reality was changed, it turned out that our red-headed Wally West was just in the Speed Force the entire time. Even though his character was completely gone, and they didn't talk about it, it just turned out that Wally West wasn't erased from existence. No, when everything was reset, he was just chilling in the Speed Force and he couldn't escape because he didn't have a lightning rod. And even though he went to a bunch of people to try and get help, including his once wife Linda Park, Barry Allen is the one that ended up bringing Wally West out of the Speed Force. And during his current Titans Rebirth run, Wally West ended up running so fast trying to stop Abracadabra that he ended up trapped in the Speed Force for a little while. There it was like his own paradise with his old wife Linda Park, but he had to leave the Speed Force because he needed to stop Abracadabra from killing his friends. This isn't surprising, because in the comic books Wally West is the faster Flash. Barry Allen might be able to do a bunch of stuff, but Wally West has mastered the Speed Force in ways that Barry Allen hasn't even begun to even think of. Barry Allen even forgot that he could create a suit from the Speed Force energy. But you also have to remember that the comic book Wally West was the Flash for 20 years. But we know that in Young Justice, Wally was clearly outmatched by both the Flash and Impulse, only being the third fastest speedster out of all four of them.
Go ahead, lap me, I'm used to it. Oh, come on!
And Impulse was not subtle about it.
I didn't see that.
You don't have the Allen family eyes.
Don't make me hurt you.
Regardless of his speed in the show, we know that in the world of heroes, no one stays dead. Especially when it comes to speedsters. I mean, look at Eobard Thawne, neck snapped by the Flash, brought back to life by the White Lantern power. Killed in Flashpoint after Barry put his dick in the timeline, brought back in the New 52 and given his memories back by some magic lightning bolt. Tried to take on a power he knew nothing about in the Button series, and was killed by Dr. Manhattan, the being that rewrote all of reality, and then he was brought back to life by his negative Speed Force in the very next issue. So even though we don't know when or how Wally West will return to the show, if anyone was going to return from a supposed death, it would be Wally West. It would also be a great way for the show to make Wally West the fastest Flash again. Now with Bart Allen being Kid Flash, there's really no reason for Wally West to come back and be Kid Flash again. If he did come back, then he wouldn't be a speedster just like he was in Season 2, or he would come back and Barry would probably talk him into becoming a Flash just like him. It would be great for them to take this crazy experience in the Speed Force, and when he comes out, he's throwing around this massive speed. I would love that. Please, make that happen. Do whatever you have to do, people, but get it to them that we need Wally West back, and we need Wally West back better than he was before. Even though Young Justice takes place on Earth 16, that doesn't mean that we can't have more things happen that are similar to the mainstream comic books. If Wally West was the fastest Flash there, then it would make sense to make Wally West the fastest Flash in the show, or at least a faster Flash than Impulse. So whatever he experiences in the Speed Force, and if you've ever read the comic books, you know that the Speed Force is massive, it's infinite, that there are so many things going on there you could not comprehend it. The things that could happen are ridiculous. Wally West coming back and being faster would be something that is completely possible. Also, I would love to just see a more mature Wally West show up and then all of a sudden nobody can recognize him and he's just too good to be on the Young Justice team. He ends up joining the Justice League, and I'd be fine with that because I would rather see him on the Justice League just a little bit, kind of how like we saw Zatanna on the Justice League in season 2, than not have him at all. But let me know what you guys think about the Young Justice Wally West coming back. Do you guys think that he is just in the Speed Force just like in the comic books because speedsters never really die? Or do you think that because this is the Earth 16 in the DC universe that they're not going to use the Speed Force as an excuse to bring Wally West back? And if they don't, then what are they going to use? Magic, maybe? It would be ridiculous, but let me know in the comment section below, guys. If you want to see more Young Justice videos, then hit that subscribe button, stick around. We're going to be going over the characters that people don't know a lot about, like Spoiler, 13, Static, and Arrowette. Because you guys should know about these people before you watch the show, even though the show's not until next year. That just gives us more time to do awesome videos. Stick around, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the support, I love it. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.